Hi, and welcome back to It Came From a Vlog. I'm Kate, and this is baby Addie. It's the day before Halloween, so we're going to do some last-minute holiday baking. You're so cute. You're so serious looking. You're just distracting me because you're just looking at you. So cute. Okay, sorry guys, I got distracted. Anyway, today we're gonna do some last minute Halloween holiday baking. We're gonna make some brownies that are chocolate chip cookies and Oreos and brownie all mixed into one. It's so delicious. My sister-in-law makes them all the time. They're the best. And then we're going to make my favorite recipe, the Sopapilla Cheesecake recipe. I've been making it for years. It's so good. Everyone loves it. And finally, we're going to be making a chocolate cake with some chocolate icing. And we'll see how that goes because with cake making, it can be very hit or miss with me. And in this case, it's chocolate cake, so it might just look like a big mountain of poop. We'll see how it goes. All right, here's all the ingredients we're gonna need for these slutty, naughty brownies that we're going to make. You can make everything from scratch, of course, but because I already have a lot of recipes to make today, we're going the easy route. We've got the chocolate chip cookie dough, the fudgy brownie mix, and what we need to make it according to the box, and then we have some Halloween Oreos. Preheat the oven and then assemble everything. Feeling a little generous, so I'm just gonna smash some extra cookies in here too. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Our brownies are out of the oven and they look spectacular. My sister-in-law said she usually uses like a fudgy brownie mix, which I would have loved to use. They were sold out of fudge brownie mix. So I found this triple chocolate chunk one. It still looks like it's gonna be great. You can see all the, has like chips and chunks and fudge and whatever. How can it be bad? There's a nice brownie on top, all crackly and delicious. There's Oreos poking through. And we've got our cookie mix underneath looking delicious. Now I'm getting ready to make one of my favorite recipes ever, the Sopapilla Cheesecake. This is everything that you need to do it. So simple and so few ingredients. I have made this countless times, and I will say spring for the brand name Pillsbury crescent rolls and the proper Philadelphia cream cheese. It does make a difference. It just makes it more rich and luscious. I just let the cream cheese soften a little bit because we're gonna whip it up till it's nice and creamy with some sugar and vanilla. I sprayed my baking dish down. Now I'm just gonna pop open one of these crescent rolls, and then you can flour your surface and then roll this out thin with a rolling pin, but it doesn't make that much of a difference as opposed to just putting it down here and then pushing it, spreading it out till it's flat, because nobody sees the bottom part and nobody's looking that closely. They're just busy shoving it in their mouths. Another reason why I always buy the brand name is because it rolls out so much nicer, and there's actually more crescent roll dough when you buy the brand name than when I get like the Aldi brand. So what I do is I just kind of like pinch the parts together, but you don't have to get too crazy about it because it's gonna pretty much bake into one solid piece anyway. Nothing's gonna like seep through. The cheesecake layer is gonna set nicely, so it doesn't have to be perfectly sealed. Now we're gonna pop over here and throw our cream cheese into the stand mixer. You can also use a hand mixer. Doesn't matter as long as you make sure that you do it till it's really, really, really smooth. The first few times that I made this, I didn't whip it quite long enough, and it really does make a difference in the overall texture of the dish, so make sure that you get it as creamy as you can. Add a squirt of vanilla. You can totally follow the measurements from the recipe in the description box below. You know, I do it to taste and I've made it so many times it should be fine. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look so beautiful? It's so light and creamy. It's perfectly whipped. So now we're just gonna spread this right on top of our crescent roll layer. This is prime licking material. Whoever gets this to lick is very loved and highly favored. Highly favored and blessed. So good. Don't waste any. Now we just spread it out. Try to get it as even as possible. It's one of those recipes where everything in it is so good that you honestly cannot mess it up. And that's pretty much my favorite kind of recipe. Oh my gosh, just the texture of this is so satisfying to spread that I don't think the name quite does it justice. If you don't know what sopapilla is, it's kind of like a Mexican dessert. It's like tortilla chips that they cover with cinnamon, sugar, and honey. This is not like it at all because it's soft. It's a cheesecake kind of texture, so it's not crunchy like a sopapilla would be. I don't know what to call this. I sometimes just call it heavenly cheesecake. But you could call it whatever you want. In the recipe, it calls for you to, when it's like cooled down, to drizzle it with some honey. I never do that because it's perfectly sweet enough. To me, the honey adds literally nothing to it but more sweetness, and you don't miss it at all. I'm gonna top it with the cinnamon and sugar and then pop it in the oven. Okay, so this is why distracted baking never works. I have made the sopapilla cheesecake 50 times, like I've mentioned before. But I completely forgot, when you make the cinnamon and sugar, you're supposed to mix it with melted butter, pour it on the top. So here it is, all dry and crusty sugar. What did I do? So, as much as I would love to cut this and do it properly, it is what it is. This is, you know, this is the reality. I melted some butter. I'm gonna pour the butter over the top. I'm gonna give it like 10 more minutes. I don't know. Oh guys, I'm so upset. I'm so upset about this. I can't believe I messed this up. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great. It's fine. 2020 is my year. That actually looks semi to how it should have looked when it went in. Of course, now it's already baked. So we'll just see. You guys, we did it. Good news. Although I am a total mess from washing dishes, we have recovered the sopapilla cheesecake. It looks pretty much exactly how it's supposed to look if you don't mess up the recipe like me. She's lovely, she's beautiful, she's golden brown, she's glistening, she's buttery, she's everything you want and more. Next up, we're gonna be making a chocolate cake, which is going to be like a Holden birthday cake / Halloween cake, because you didn't know, but you also needed one of those apparently. So we're gonna try this new chocolate cake recipe. I think I have everything that I need for the cake here, and then I'm gonna try a chocolate icing.
You're making cake?
Yes.
Yep, my cake! It's my birthday! It's my birthday! It's my birthday! It's my birthday!
Whose birthday is it?
It's my birthday! Bam!
I picked this recipe number 1 because it had 4,000 excellent reviews. Number 2, it said 1 bowl chocolate cake, and that's speaking my love language. 1 bowl to clean. I love it. Let's do it. First, we're going to grease and flour these cake tins. Flour them. Do I really need to flour them? Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it right, and we'll hope for the best. Now in the 1 bowl, we're gonna mix up the sugar, flour, cocoa powder, baking soda, and salt. Let's go. Next, we're adding the eggs, milk, oil, and vanilla and mixing it for 2 minutes. And then the very last thing that we add is a cup of boiling water. Not sure why, but I'm going to trust the process. This looks so luscious. Look at that. Stunning! Now that it's very well mixed and looks to die for, we're gonna add 1 cup of boiling water, mix that up, and the batter should be thin. We're gonna pour it evenly into our tins and put it in the oven. So this is everything that we need for Sally's Baking Addiction's favorite buttercream, chocolate buttercream icing. I've just been letting the butter kind of soften on the stove top since the oven's on. It's a little bit warm. I put my whisk attachment, my stand mixer. I think I've got it all sorted. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this together real quick. Oh my goodness, you guys, it's delicious. Obviously it needs a bit more cream. We're gonna hit it with 1 tablespoon at a time. And I'm gonna scrape down the sides because I see some parts that the mixer is kind of missing. Now for the moment of truth. Now is the time when you just remind yourself that it's gonna taste so good even though it's gonna look so bad. Oh wow. Oh wow, wow, wow. When you think it can't get any worse, you just surprise yourself and you reach new depths. Look at this thing. It's the perfect Halloween cake because it's a monstrosity. Thanks so much for joining me for this crazy little baking recipe video. This was super fun, you guys. These baking recipes all turned out really well, despite the roller coaster that we went on together, my friend. They're perfect recipes for a crowd. I highly suggest you make them all, eat them all, and live your best life.